Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review of Glossier's newly relaunched product, their Skin Tint and their Stretch Concealer. I've used both of these products in the past before, but since they released 12 new shades in each one, I thought I would do a dedicated video to show you guys how they wear, how they apply, and show you the coverage and all that stuff. I did a full face Glossier video in the past that had the old Skin Tint formula, so this is the reformulated version which they did in the summer of 2018, I believe. So this is the new formula and I haven't gotten to try this one yet, so I'm really excited to try this one out. I had the old formula which I didn't love, so in that video I didn't really talk highly of the Skin Tint because I wasn't a fan of it. It dried my skin out, it really did nothing for me, but I am excited to try out the new formula because I feel like they've probably improved since then. So the Skin Tint is basically like a skin enhancer. It's not a foundation, it doesn't provide coverage, but it is supposed to enhance the skin, enhance the texture and the appearance of the skin, making it more glowy and dewy and even toned. It's described as a smooth and dewy, breathable and ultra thin formula that auto fits to the skin. So the Skin Tint used to come in only 5 shades. It was like light, light medium, medium, dark and deep, I believe. But now they have 12 shades of this, which I feel like is about dang time because there's so many different skin tones. So now the Skin Tint comes in 12 shades and the concealer comes in 12 shades. So they are making moves to expand their range, but since the Skin Tint is so sheer, it's really not that big of a deal that there's only 12 shades instead of normal foundations where you would need a shade for every skin tone. This is more of like a veil. It really melts into the skin, and so it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit off from your skin tone because it's really not providing a lot of color. It's more of just like evening things out. So the range goes from darkest to lightest, starting with G1 and ending with G12, which is their darkest shade. And I have 2 shades. I have G7 and G8, which fall right in the middle. These are kind of comparable to the medium Skin Tint in the past packaging. And for concealers, I have the same shades as I do in the Skin Tint. I have G7 and G8, so these are comparable to the old concealer in medium. But I'm going to do my makeup like normal, and then when we get to the Skin Tint and the concealer, we can kind of talk about that more. So to start off, I'm going to prep my skin using the Glossier Soothing Face Mist. I love any type of rose water spray. It's just really refreshing. This is an unnecessary step, but it is very luxurious and it is fun to use this. So I like to use this before I put on my priming moisturizer and before I really like get into makeup. Also, before I get further into this video, you guys probably already know this, but I am a Glossier rep, so anything that you see that you may be interested in and you want 10% off, there is a link in my description box that you can check out and get a discount. So now I'm going to prime my face using the Glossier Priming Moisturizer. I really love this. I have this in the Rich formula as well, but my skin has been pretty hydrated lately, which is really surprising, so I'm just going to use the regular one that comes in this tube. This one is a little bit more lightweight and is perfect for the daytime. I'm going to pull my hair back for this because I feel like it always gets in the way, and I can't forget to moisturize underneath my little bangs right here. For those who are new to my channel, we've been touring a lot, and so I've gotten in the habit of not really wearing a lot of makeup. I usually just take my stretch concealer with me and a little bit of foundation, and that's all I put on. I don't really do eye makeup or mascara pretty often, so I've gotten used to like blow drying my bangs before I do my makeup. So now I have to like kind of push them up when I do my makeup. Anyway, that's not that important. I'm gonna prep my lips with the balm.com. I got Jason to start using this because he really needed some lip balm, so he's been using balm.com this week, which I think is really funny. So to start, I'm going to swatch the G7 and G8 of the Perfecting Skin Tint so you can see the 2 different shades. So this one is G7, and I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand so you can see what it looks like. And then this one is going to be G8. So this one right here is G7 and this one is G8. As you can see, there is a difference in the shade and kind of the tint. This is more of a neutral tint. This one has more of a green undertone, it looks like. So this is the one I'm probably going to use because my skin is a little bit more pale in the winter, and this one looks like it matches pretty perfectly to my skin tone. So for applying skin tint, how I've done it in the past is I just drop it onto my face and then blend it out with my hands. That seems to be like the best option for applying something like this. So already I can tell a difference in the formula, which is so funny. I can't believe I didn't buy this when it got reformulated last year. This stuff is actually really hydrating. It feels like it's really smoothing out my skin and making it a lot softer and dewier. I would really describe this as like a dewy feel to the skin. The old skin tint made me feel like my skin was just dry and it was like not covering anything, and all it did was just kind of sit on top of the skin, whereas this one really feels like it's sinking into the skin and like becoming one with my skin. I don't know, that's like a horrible way to describe this, but this has a really soft texture. It feels like it's filling in my pores and just smoothing everything out. I am gonna apply a little bit to my forehead even though I have bangs, just to kind of even everything out. So my thoughts on the skin tint is that it provides zero coverage. It does help with skin tone though. I really do see that it evened out some of that, and then I can conceal and really take care of the blemishes. But what I'm really impressed about this is the texture of my skin. It feels really soft. It feels almost like I moisturized. It's filling in any type of like fine lines, and it really is just making your skin dewy and soft. I'm a big fan of this. So if you're really trying to cut back on makeup and go more natural, this stuff is actually so good. I love the way that it feels on my skin. It feels like it's just hydrated. Super bummed I didn't get this until now. The concealers, I also have G7 and G8, so I'll swatch those for you guys. So again, this one is G8 and this one is G7. This one matches with that skin tint and this one matches with the skin tint that I'm wearing. I'm gonna go with this lighter shade because I'm paler. The stretch concealer is the same formula as it's been, and you guys know I love my stretch concealer. Sometimes I just put this on with moisturizer and I don't do foundation because this stuff just melts into the skin and it looks so natural. So I'm just gonna apply this to my blemishes and under my eyes. I really like this too because it does melt into the skin, that you just can apply it with your finger. You don't need a brush. It actually works better when you apply it with your finger because it's really warming up the product and melting it into the skin. So obviously my chin breakout is like my biggest one right now. So we're just gonna try to even that out and take away the redness so it's not as like in your face. And then I'm going to apply it to my other dark spots and acne. I thought it would be pretty helpful to show you what the stretch concealer can cover, since most of the Glossier models online have like flawless skin. It's good to always see it on like realistic skin, people who deal with redness and discoloration. And so I always like to see beauty products used on like real people skin. You guys are gonna get to see how this covers acne and redness, and so far it looks really natural and it's doing a great job. And this concealer is just so lightweight that it doesn't feel like you have anything on, and that is like my favorite thing about Glossier products. Everything is always super lightweight, and as you can see, it does cover up a good bit of discoloration. So if you were worried about it not being enough coverage, obviously this is not a full coverage concealer, but if you are looking for something to take care of discoloration, this stuff is actually really great for that. And this is what I take with me when I travel for tour because it's just so easy and you can just apply it with your finger. So this is what my skin looks like with just the stretch concealer and the skin tint on. As you can see, there is still a little bit of darkness, but like I mentioned, this isn't full coverage, so you are gonna see a little bit of your skin peeking through, but that's what I really like about the product, that you can still look like yourself, look really natural. But I use this almost every day and I really love the formula, so I knew I would love this, but I wanted to try out the other shades. Now I'm gonna use the Glossier Wilder and just kind of mattify my face where I need to, like my chin because of this one zit, and then also underneath my eyes. Now I'm gonna apply some bronzer, and this is the one thing that Glossier doesn't have that I'm like, why haven't you put out a bronzer yet? Everybody uses bronzer, but I'm gonna be using my Milk Makeup bronzer and a brush and just tapping this onto here like that and applying it to my cheeks just to kind of warm up the face. When I'm on tour, I don't wear bronzer, but I feel like it today since I'm back home. So that's what this Milk Makeup bronzer looks like. I love this bronzer. It's a cream bronzer. You can apply it by like putting it on first, then buffing it out, but I like to just kind of dip my brush in there and apply it lightly. Now I'm gonna put on some blush, and I'm gonna use the Glossier Cloud Paint in Storm. This is kind of like a berry color. This one's super pretty, and you barely use any of this, so I don't even squeeze it out. I just tap my finger on there. Look how much came off. Tap it into where I want it to go and blend it out with my finger. For highlight, I'm gonna be using the Halo Scope in Quartz. This one is kind of like their rosy highlight, and just apply it to my cheeks and blend it out with my finger. You can also apply it by swirling it under your finger like this. Tap it in. And this is what the shade looks like. It's super pretty. So now it's time for eyeshadow, and I'm not a huge fan of the lid stars, so I'm going to be using my Lila B Compact. This thing is so cool. I love opening this up, and the shades in here are so pretty, but I'm just going to be using the shade right down here and applying it close to my lash line. And then I'm going to take that same shade and go for my lower lash line. Now I'm going to take this darker shade right here and put this on my outer corner. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and apply mascara. And I'm using the Glossier mascara. This is my favorite mascara right now. It's super natural looking. It makes your lashes really long, stays on all day, doesn't flake off, but it comes off super easy at the end of the day, and it just makes your lashes look so good. So this is with the mascara and this is without the mascara. I just love how natural it looks, but it just kind of makes your eyes pop a little bit, makes you look really awake. Now I'm going to apply it to the other side. This is actually really quite difficult with bangs. For brows, I'm going to be using the Boy Brow in black. And this just kind of smooths everything out, fills in where you need to, and really just keeps them in place is most importantly what Boy Brow does. And finally, I'm going to be using the Generation G in Cake, and it's just really pretty. So this is the finished look, and my final thoughts on the skin tint is that it really does enhance the texture of the skin and the appearance of the skin. Again, no coverage, but if you are looking for a great skin enhancer, I would definitely say check it out. The concealer has been a favorite of mine for a long time and still is. I love that they have new shades in it, so definitely get your hands on the concealer. It's so good. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment down below letting me know if you end up trying any Glossier products for yourself. Like I mentioned before, I do have a 10% off discount link in the description box, so be sure to check that out. And don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you back for some more videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!